3 days ago, I launched a Facebook ad campaign, and so far I've generated 14 real estate leads. And this video is going to show you exactly how I reach out to every single one of them. You're going to see exactly what I say on the phones. You can see exactly what I send out via email and also the text that I send out. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you the complete summary of what's happened to these leads so far. All right, so we are at day 1, hour 0. The campaign just got approved, and I'm going to show you how I split test. So as we go through these updates, I will be turning on the camera as much as possible and record all of the leads, or as many of the leads as I possibly can. So first, let's do a quick little recap and then talk about a few more things before we actually get our first leads, because some of the ads that we're split testing right now are getting processed as we speak. So number one, whenever we were launching these campaigns, we first had clarity of goal, who we were targeting. In this case, we're targeting buyers, we're targeting new construction. That is who we're going after. So we went after new construction. Now, then we prepared the campaign. So we hopped on the phone and spoke to a sales rep for the new build community that we were going to market. And we strategically looked for several different things. We looked for good incentives. We looked for under a certain price point. So we were looking really for the newer community that had the lowest prices around in a highly desired area. In this case, it was Fort Worth. So we prepared our campaign from getting the intel that we needed and also the digital assets that we needed to market, both on the Facebook campaign, but also on the follow-up that we're going to be sending through our automations, emails and texts and all that fun stuff, as well as when we're talking with them. So we did clarity of goal. Then we prepared our campaign. Then we actually launched the Facebook ad campaign. Unfortunately, a lot of folks automatically jump to the Facebook ad campaign and throw whatever they can out the wall, hoping that that sticks. Don't do that. That's a good way to waste money. So you saw that there were some steps that we needed to take in order to actually get to launch the Facebook ads. And that's what ultimately we did. So then we launched the campaign. Then we automated the follow-up. That's where we had a lot of issues with eCam. So right now I'm oversharing at this point, but looks like I'm probably going to get a new laptop, unless eCam can get something figured out. I've been going back and forth with their tech support all day. So I don't know. It just makes these challenges a little bit more challenging, these videos a little bit more challenging. But anyway, we automated the follow-up in the sense that as a lead comes in, we want emails and text to go out. We could also do voice drops. We could also do a lot of other sophisticated marketing if we so chose. But I wanted to show you a kind of in between of the full automation and the manual way. So here, the in-between was getting all the leads going over to the CRM that we have. For us, it's KV Core. We would have KV Core send out emails and text, and then we would be responsible for the follow-up. Now, we could automate it with voice drops, with having an ISA with one of our agents, or that wouldn't be automated. It would just be somebody else doing the work. But we could really automate it end to end if we so chose. But I strategically chose something in the middle to show y'all that it doesn't really take all that much work, that much effort. So that's where we've been. We've got clarity of goal. We prepared our campaign. We launched the Facebook ads. We automated. Now we're on step number 5, which is actually converting the leads. This is where you make money. And unfortunately, a lot of people forget this part. We allow emails and text to do all the heavy lifting. And we get frustrated with 20 leads that have come in and nobody has responded to our text. Nobody has responded to our emails, but yet we have yet to call them. That's not realistic, folks. Just giving you the real, that's why I'm making this video, showing you exactly what it actually takes for you to convert those leads. So that's one thing. Now, one more thing that I wanted to cover, again, right now we're kind of, I'm getting all of the information in as we're going through this. All right, so our ads have been approved. So just got all these notifications that the split testing ads that we're doing have been approved. So the automation. So when we, in the previous video, if you haven't checked that out, I'll link it up here showing you how we set everything up from beginning to end. But in the previous video, I showed you how to actually test this before it actually went live. Now, in the event that you are a little bit unsure, or maybe we just missed a step along the way and are trying to figure out, well, how can I send another test lead? Well, all you have to do is go to developers.facebook.com/tools/lead-ads-testing. This is what you're seeing on the screen right now, and select the page and the lead form that you are trying to send a test lead with, that will automatically send out another test lead on your behalf. That way you can continue to continue to test, whether it's Zapier that's messing up, whether it's the Facebook lead form that's messing up, whether it's KV Core that's messing up, or whatever CRM software you happen to be using. That's going to be basically your unlimited test center. Whenever you think you figured out or you fixed anything that might have prevented the lead to go through, that's a really good way to test it. That's something that a lot of people don't know about. So just make sure that every time that you're getting ready to test, you delete whatever's been previously input through there. Now, it's about to be 6 p.m. Central here on June 3rd. We have just got the other ads approved. So right now, what you're seeing on the screen is the processing of the ads prior to actually the notifications that I just got. But we're doing a $50 a day campaign. Now, let's talk about budget, because if you're doing this yourself, you actually don't need $50, truth be told. And also, you probably don't want $50 based off of this type of campaign and the results that I am expecting from this campaign. I'm expecting a good amount of leads to come through. So this $50 is something that I intend to sustain for a few days, because this is a priority for me at the moment. But we understand that life gets in the way. So one of the questions that comes up all the time is about budget. How much do I need to spend? What I recommend to agents all the time is to spend $10 a day for 90 days straight. So basically it's $900. That'll give you enough leads into the queue if you launch the type of ads that we've been talking about. I have other types of ads, the just listed ads, the just sold, the price drop ads. And I share with you everything. I share with you the actual ad copy, the ad copies that are getting us leads for 50 cents, for $1, $2, $5, $8, just depends on the campaign that we're launching. So this particular one, I expect it to have a really good result based off of what we've put together. So when it comes to budget, give yourself time to convert these leads. So again, $10 minimum. I wouldn't do anything less. So that way you have a good amount of reps. So in other words, up at bats, enough leads coming into the queue so you can continue working them and are consistently busy. $50 is going to be a stretch, not because of a budget concern, but more because of a time concern. If you have other people involved in this race that are going to help you support this type of lead flow, then have at it. So one of our builder reps that we recently launched as well, you've heard me talk about several builder reps throughout this journey, especially in our previous video, as we work with builders all of the time. So one of our recent builder reps, on average, we're getting 20 leads a day for the builder rep, but they have several reps that actually are calling systematically, so they can sustain this volume. You might be a single agent and might not have a calling service, might not have another agent that can call, might not have an ISA, might not have a support system that will allow you to get to the lead as quickly as possible. So when it comes to budget, that's what I would recommend. Now, something else that you want to be doing as you're getting ready to get these leads is make sure that you have a way to get to your leads ASAP. A lot of that has to do with the automation that we just talked about. So if you do not have KV Core, if you do not have an app with your CRM that you have, then make sure that you download the Ads Manager app. So this Ads Manager app allows you to at least see that leads have come in. You may not actually be able to download the leads from there directly, so you may not be able to see the information. However, you at least know, hey, I just got a hit, so let me just check my email or go to my desktop, hoping that either Facebook continues to send the notifications that, hey, you got a lead, or you'll need to log into your desktop to actually access the leads. And I'll share with you as we get leads where we would go to actually get that information, which is very important. So again, if you did not automate like we did through KV Core or any other CRM that you have out there, you're gonna need to log into your Facebook Ads Manager to access the leads. So I'll show you how to get to them there as well. Of course, you have to call. Again, this is a big part that we miss all of the time. We allow the emails and the text to really do all of our lifting for us. That is a big mistake. We still have to call. That's going to actually be the difference between you converting anybody off of these leads or not. So that's why I want to show you in real time what that looks like when you're calling those individuals, to really give you a little sense of what it actually takes for you to close these leads. So I'll do my best to get as many as possible through on through the video so you can get some experience through what we've been doing. And of course, scripting. Now, I have shared my scripts in the past, so make sure you comment scripts down below if you want to see them. I'm going to be using the exact same scripts that I've shared with y'all all of these years, but some of y'all might be new to this channel. So comment scripts down below and I'll give you the exact scripts that I'm going to use here as the leads are coming in. Now, you're going to hear them in real time, but you're also going to see me talk through them as well. So this is a brief update right now. We have all the leads, or all the campaigns getting processed right now. We got a good notification that most of them have gotten approved. Let me see. All of them are active so far. So we're going to call that just shy of 6 p.m. Central is when we got them activated. So now we wait and start getting some leads and we start calling. All right, so our first lead is in. It is right at the hour. So we have Kenneth. So it's why it's important to have your app. If your CRM happens to have an app, it just gives you real-time information. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and open it up, because I like making the calls from the app itself, because at this point they have already gotten their email and they have already gotten their text. Now I wanna make sure that that's the case here. It is 7 p.m. Central right now. We're gonna give them a call and see what they're cooking. All right, so the information that we have on this individual is, again, they just got the email, they just got this text. I'll talk about it here shortly. Let me get my little script together. The text is out, first email's out. All right.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone.
That's okay, we're gonna do the dial back.
Call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person.
All right, so they really don't want to speak, and that's okay. All right. So what I'm going to do now is, I hesitate to, again, you know the struggles that I'm having with the screen share right now, so I have to do screenshots. So what I'm going to do is what the app looks like. Whether it's this app, this is not an endorsement for KV Core. It does not matter to me if you use KV Core or not. I don't have an affiliate, so use whatever you want if I'm not getting paid. Just kidding. Half joking. What I'm going to do now is I am going to respond or just follow up with the text here. And I'm going to add schedule a call for tomorrow. Finish the call. So it's just a CRM. It's nothing to write home about. It's a pretty good feature, but what I'm going to do now is I am going to text this individual from the phone. So this is going to be from the smartphone number that is being used to call. Now, this might be getting too much into the weeds of KV Core, but there's several of you that have KV Core, a good amount of you that have KV Core. I don't have a smartphone number specific to me. I just don't. Based off of how we leverage it, it's just not something that I've needed to do. But so it doesn't mean that you have to or not have to get a specific smart number specific to you. Smart numbers on any brokerage that you're a part of are going to be shared for the most part, unless you get a private one that's specific and exclusive to you. I am going to text from my smartphone number. Why? Well, a smartphone number routes the calls, routes the text, and routes it to whoever is the owner of the lead, or if the lead has been it sent to the same brokerage as an example through multiple agents, that's okay. It'll use the latest person that had access to that particular lead. So I'm going to text this person. Oh, he just texted back. I didn't even text. Okay, perfect. And maybe if I wasn't too busy yapping. So remember our first message. Hey, thanks for requesting additional info on the new homes we advertise on Facebook. Are you looking at Fort Worth only, or are you open to other cities? That's the top, right? You're probably not going to be able to see that correctly. All right. Now, DFW area in general and Grand Prairie as well as Arlington. Awesome. Perfect. You're going to have a ton of options. Let me get you some viable options. Is there a budget you'd like to stay within? All right, so we're gonna get them going. Now I'm sharing exactly what the feedback is right now. Or the dialogue is. Now I'm going to explain why we're doing what we're doing right here. So right off the rip, they gave me good, responded back. Kenneth, we're gonna get you into a home. 350,000 is his budget. So awesome. So let me explain the first one. Perfect. You're going up. They responded back, the DFW area. Okay, they're typing like crazy. DFW area in general, and Fort Worth as well as Arlington. So I responded back, perfect. You're going to have a ton of options. Let me get you some viable. Let me get you some viable homes, some valuable options. I don't like the fact that I used options twice. But anyway, is there a budget you'd like to stay within? The reason I say, hey, perfect, you're in safe hands is because, okay, this is what you need. You're looking for houses. I'm not putting myself saying I'm the best. I'm not saying that I'm the worst. I'm not saying that, hey, let's get you pre-approved. I'm not saying any of that junk, right? We're having that conversation back and forth right now. All right, the next step is, well, hey, is there a budget? Notice that I'm not going to pepper in with all of these other questions. I just want some give and take right now, and he's winning right now. So 350K, 3-2 must. I'm gonna guess 3 beds, 2 baths is what we're talking about. Focus kitchen and master suite. Awesome. Absolutely doable. I'm getting. Let me send you my favorites. Do you have a timeline? Essentially, I'm fishing for motivation. All right, so again, I reaffirmed you're in the right spot. This is what we do. And then I ask more of motivation. So I have a little bit of budget. So gives me a realistic stance. If they're saying 150K, it's not much I can do for them. Now I'm going into a timeline. And as we get into more conversations, you're going to see how they manifest differently. So right now I'm giving different, even though we have our script here, sometimes it's just best to have conversations. So there's no way to absolutely get all the scripts in order. If you're having a challenge on, getting some viable scripts, you're going to see them happen as we continue going. But if you're having absolute just mind block on what to use, they are gonna just comment scripts down below. I'll make sure that you get access to them. We couldn't get past the first question because they didn't hop on the phone for us. But it eventually gets to these questions that I'm asking right now. It eventually gets to those anyway. So we're in a good spot. All right, so I am gonna stop this recording and then we'll wait for the next lead. I'll kind of continue nurturing this one and then let you know where we're at. Okay, so a little bit of an update. Today is June 4th. Now, given the things that I had going on last night and this morning, I actually turned off the ads, which is a little bit different than what I typically do. Given that I'm recording this real-time reach out, I wanted to give us the best opportunity of actually speaking with somebody while I could get in front of camera and actually do that. So as opposed to leaving the ads on like I would normally do, I decided to turn them off for the evening and turn them on about an hour ago. It's 9:18 at the moment. So right now, if we look and see where we're at the moment, as I pull that up, we have been in contact with Kenneth. We kept going back and forth. So I've established a little bit more of his immediate needs. He needs to get out of his lease by September. So this is somebody that has that present need that needs to make this happen. Is looking for Arlington, Grand Prairie, and anything below 350. I shouldn't say anything below 350. The ideal is below 350. So right now we are 2 leads in, and what you're gonna find sometimes is all of the lead has already been in here. Do not get frustrated when you can't really find it in your campaign. Now you may be thinking, well, why doesn't it show up? Why does the lead come in here and I can't see it on my Facebook Ads Manager? I don't know why, but I can tell you that based off of the lead that just came in, her name is Lupe. We're going to give this person a call here shortly. The email has gone out and the text has gone out as well. And so far we don't have a kickback on either. So I'm just going to validate one quick thing to see if I can get some additional context clues. All right. So I'm going to go to our app. So pulling up the KV Core app. Now I don't want to make this a big deal about the app. The reason that I'm using the app is because I want to have this all in one central location. I like the fact that this will record, let me rephrase that. It will provide a record. It won't record, but it will provide a record that the call was made. And that's a really good thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to plus, I'm gonna make the call, and I'm gonna pull up my script.
Hello.
Hey, is this Lupe?
Yes, it is.
Hey,
Who
Lupe.
is this?
It's Jaime with eXp Realty. I was following up on the additional info request on the new homes from Facebook. Does that ring a bell?
It does, but I'm at work right now. And I
Say
don't get out
less.
till 5.
Say
so
less.
if you can call me after 5, I'd greatly appreciate it.
That's fair. That's fair. Enjoy the rest of the day at work.
Okay, thank you.
Talk to you in a bit. Bye.
Okay, bye.
So she was a bit receptive. That one, not too concerned about that one. That'll be typically when people rush you off the phone, sometimes it's real and genuine. That one was real and genuine, at least from my opinion. So, I mean, you think of how you answer phones, right? So if you get caught into a conversation or in a call that you might not want to be a part of, then you're going to find any excuse to get off of it. But it's 9, almost 30, so 9:23 right now. It's reasonable. Now you may be wondering, well, why is she on Facebook? That's another question. So anyway, so far we have real emails and real phone numbers. So far it's 2 leads in, and unfortunately right now I can't really show you the true metrics on this. Because we know that there's a lead here that is not being reported. Oh, here we go. It just reported. So it is 2 leads in. We're on an average of $6.06. Now I expect the average to go down significantly based off of what we're advertising. So I do expect that to go down, along with the fact that we haven't really done any split testing yet. Now we did start different campaigns so we can get down the road of split testing. So we'll talk about that for 2 seconds. When we look at split testing, we ideally want to start off with the image and ad copy and split test that. Now, I don't really mess too much with the ad copy itself now, because we've run so many campaigns, so many ads, that I have a general sense of what keywords we need to be using and what we need to be using as a selling point, as a focal point. So I'm not too concerned about the ad copy itself. What I am very much concerned with is the image. There's some characteristics of the image that we look for. Of course, it needs to be high resolution. We're not looking for the over extravagant, super luxury home that's not going to be attainable. We look for some realism. People want to relate to whatever is being communicated, and people that will see a too good to be true deal generally aren't going to be clicking, right? So we don't want to use the stock image that is you can just be found anywhere on Getty Images or anything like that. We want to use an actual real life image. So just give me some characteristics of the home. But even then, we split test the heck out of that. So that's the first thing that we're split testing. So the ad copy, the creative is what it's called. So the ad copy and the image, full disclosure, I'm really going to only be focused on the image here within our time together, because that's really the only thing that within our group, that's what we really focus on at the beginning. Now, something else that we split test now is, or we've split tested for the longest time, is the interest. So the interest, we initially start off with no interest at all. Now this one's a little bit rare, or a little bit of an anomaly, because we're doing this in real time, so I have to accelerate some results to get in front of you at a reasonable time. So we're spending $50 a day, which that in and of itself is not a big deal, but we usually just focus on one target, and that would generally be no interest. So for our purposes today, I actually went ahead and started the split test a little bit early. I would usually wait for the no interest to give us, and when I say no interest, I mean whenever we launched the ad, and at the ad set level, we selected where we wanted to target the ad, so where we wanted the ad to actually show geographically in relation to geographically, if you will. So we select that. And then below that, since we can't adjust for male or female, since we can't adjust for age, since we can't adjust for demographics of any kind, we have to start split testing based off of interest, what people are interested in. So whenever I say no interest, that just essentially means I didn't put anything there. Now, that's the no interest. Whenever I say no interest, that's what I'm talking about. But the additional split test that we typically go to is Zillow. So we'll isolate that alone. Everything else is the same, by the way. We just isolate Zillow. So we do that as one interest. And then we start another ad set. And then there we do Trulia. And then what else do we do? First time home buyer and starter home. Those are the additional split tests that we do. Everything else stays the same. The placement stays the same. We still only advertise on the feed. We're keeping the image in this particular case the same because I have a really good feeling about this particular image. So I'm doing a few things out of order, but I'm kind of sharing with you what is traditional and what we're kind of doing just to give you a real life example of how to actually run these campaigns and run them successfully. So this particular lead, I will be calling back. So what I'll do now is I will put that on the app to call back here at a certain time. Now, again, I don't want you to think that you have to have the app, that's the end all be all. Let me cover this up. This works just fine. This works absolutely just fine. So that is, if you're good with that, or if you're good with an Excel sheet or using a CRM out there, whatever the case may be, however, whatever maximizes the opportunity that you're going to actually call back, that's what you need to use. That's the answer, right? So if you have, again, any other CRM out there, as long as it keeps you on track and reminds you and does what you need to do and you do what you're supposed to do, then use whatever app you want. I'm just going to put the note here that I'll call back after 5. Alrighty, let's keep going. So far, we're about $6 a lead in, 2 for 2 in the sense that we have real life email, real life text, real life phone number. And as far as expectation, you're generally going to get, it's not all going to be clean, just like what we've been having on this is not going to continue to happen. Just have that expectation. All right, so it's 9:55 and we got our third lead. Now, unfortunately, this is an agent. So what I typically do in these situations is I unsubscribe them from the email distribution and I change them from, if they're categorized buyer or seller or anything else, I change them over to agent. And then I take off the hashtag, because remember that hashtag that they are assigned to as the lead comes in is the trigger point for the emails and the text. So if I can get ahead of it early enough, that I can take off that hashtag and the email and the text don't go out. So right now, let me just hit refresh, see if the emails and text went out. And it looks like they have not. So that's a good thing. So it's not uncommon for this to happen. Real estate agents will, out of curiosity, they'll click on your ads, just straight out of curiosity. Some of them do it because they want to spend your money. That's okay. And some of them are doing that to try to replicate what you're doing. So in this particular case, that's what ended up happening. This agent, we got so much data on this individual. So she's over in Fort Worth with Century 21 Judge Fight. But anyway, that's what we have going on. Again, this one was more of a false alarm. We really technically can't count it because this is an agent, but oh well. Okay, so we got another lead. This time we are speaking to Troy. It is about 11:30, right on the nose. So this is going to be lead number, by count, it's lead 4, but the first one was, the third one, the recent one, Suzanne, that was an agent. So we're going to call Troy up and see what's going on. Now with him, I've noticed, I'm refreshing the screen, and this is not uncommon. Sometimes it takes a little while to get the information over. So yeah, everything is tagged correctly. Everything is supposed to be doing what it's supposed to do. But for some reason, there's delays sometimes. I don't know if it's server issues. I don't know. Again, this is why I don't necessarily endorse a particular platform over another, because there's always going to be issues. So the email and text hasn't gone out yet. That's not going to stop us from making the call, because you're going to see in the script that it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter if the information has made its way out there to them yet, based off of how we write it. So Bum bum bum. Cool. So, hey, is this Troy? Hey Troy, it's Jaime following up on your request for additional info on new homes near Fort Worth from Facebook. Let's go to our KV Core.
Hello.
Hey, is this Troy?
This is.
Hey Troy, this is Jaime. How are ya?
This is who?
This is Jaime. You requested a follow-up, some additional information on new homes from Facebook. Does that ring a bell?
Man, I've had 50 people call me, but actually I'm not selling my house now. I'm going to stay in it.
Hey, that's okay. So I just got your info. So our ad was not about selling your house. It was more about new homes here in Fort Worth, under $300,000. Does that?
If you can send me something in an email, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I can't really talk right now. I'm at a store.
That's fair.
I'm working the liquor business, and if you could send me something, I'll definitely take a look at it.
Fair enough. Thanks so much, Troy.
You bet. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
I could have pressed on that one if I so chose, but there's clearly some real estate activity going on with this individual. And that was more of a brush off, which I get, because we get it all the time. regardless if we like it or not, it's going to happen. So with that one, just the way that he answered, I knew I needed to get into the meat and potatoes rather quickly and not speak in long sentences. So that's why you saw me break it up a little bit more than I would typically do through the script. But either way, that is another valid email. Well, let me rephrase that. We haven't verified the email yet because the email hasn't gone out, but that is a very valid phone number. So what's unclear is that area code is 817, yet when this validated on KV Core, so they'll go through and pair up some phone numbers and emails to their location, or maybe that's geofencing. I don't know, to be honest with you. I might need to ask that. Actually, I'll ask that on KV Core, but real phone number, it had a Fort Worth area code, 817. So real information. So far, we're 4 for 4 when it comes to real information. So that's a good thing. And I'll follow up with him. I'll send him a brief text here after the email goes out, because it still hasn't gone out. It's been 12 minutes. Now, again, it's not uncommon. Sometimes this does happen. One quick note, now that this comes up, and this is really why I like making real-time information, because some things come up as you see, and that I don't necessarily have a chance to do in a 8-minute or 12-minute video if I'm teaching on the platform, which in this case would be KV Core. Something you need to know about KV Core is whoever owns the KV Core license, essentially who's paying for KV Core, typically is a broker or team lead, are the ones that hold the rights. They have a setting where if a lead comes in like at midnight, as an example, they have a setting to where they select when emails and texts can go out. So a certain window of when emails and texts can go out. Meaning, so if a lead comes in at midnight and they have a setting to where they have a program to where no leads that come in overnight or during non-office hours or whatever they deem to be non-office hours, which 12 a.m. would be it, then it has a setting to where it'll send after at the hours that they program. So let's just say they have the window from 7 to 7, which is common for many brokerages, where any lead that comes in from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., the automations like emails and texts and voicemail drops, they'll go out. They have that setting. But anything beyond that window, so again, if it comes in after 7, if it comes in at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever, then it'll withhold all of the automations on the back end until after 7. You would think that, well, they're going to release everything at 7 a.m. If that was the case, no, it actually, you might find a lead that comes in at midnight, might not go out until 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m. That's just that's just the nature of the beast. So if you're the broker or the team lead, you can do away with that if you so choose. In fact, that's what I would recommend. But many of you that are watching, you might not have the license, you might not have the admin rights, and you might not be the individuals paying for it. It might be your broker or your team lead. Let them know about that setting and see if they can change that. Now, as you probably already know, and I've shared this several times, I am with eXp Realty, and in my local office, I've petitioned 30 million times roughly to get that waived or to get that changed, but I just haven't won that yet. Regardless of the broker that comes in charge, I've lost that battle every single time. So I think right now I was able to get it successfully changed from like 9 a.m. to 7 a.m. if I remember correctly. We made a move, but it's not. I know I'm getting way too technical here, but just giving you, the ins and outs as much as I can. Now, all that to say is that does not explain why this text has not. Here we go. 11:34. This is 15 minutes after the fact. The first text went out and the first email went out. You can't really control that. So the only way that you can control that is not use KV Core and use other paid mechanisms. Now, I could, of course, use our other software. We have Textedly for text, and we also have Aweber for emails. That's where the bulk of our emails go out from. In fact, 99% of our emails go out through Aweber. But I wanted to show you KV Core because many of you have it. Many of you are already either paying for it through your fees or through some way. So I wanted to show you that rather than add some additional tech platforms or add to your tech stack. Like Textedly is like $80 a month. Aweber, for our plan, we're paying like a couple of $100 a month because of the amount of emails that we manage that we send out every single day. So I'd rather much show you here in just one centralized location to avoid that additional cost for you. So anyway, this was way longer than I expected, but I will be reaching out to Troy now that email has gone out. I'm going to send him a brief text after this, assuming he doesn't unsubscribe, but we'll keep it moving. All right, so we got another lead. This time it's Rebecca, and this one this has been waiting in the queue for a little bit. It came in at 1:05, so at 1 p.m. or 1:07, I guess technically p.m. and now it is 2:41. So you certainly don't want to wait an hour and a half to call them. It is what it is. We're going to get going. This one is Rebecca. That's going to make it lead number 5 by total, 4 by actual potential people that we could actually work with. So this is Rebecca. Okay, so she did not pick up. Let's give her another quick call. I like to do the double ring back. Since it didn't immediately go to voicemail, I'm gonna guess she's probably not gonna pick up the second time, but that's why we do double ring backs, just in case. So it is real information. So far we're doing well. 5 total leads. Again, we're not gonna be able to do anything with that, the agent one, but she at least gave us, to her credit, real information. So we're 5 for 5 on real info. What I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna just, because I can type a little bit faster, I'm gonna send her a text. So remember what we're sending them. Hey, thanks for requesting additional info on our new homes. We advertise on Facebook. Are you looking at Fort Worth only, or are you open to other cities? All right, so with the text, again, the reason I'd like to stay on here is because we're able to track this, and since we have multiple people in our CRM, it makes it so much easier, because again, we could use personal phone numbers, personal information, but that would just make it way more challenging to get everybody's notes in one place. All right, so that is lead number, I keep saying it, but then I forget it. Lead number 5, 4 real ones, like actual potential clients or people that are not agents. 1 is an agent. We'll keep it going. All right, we are at 7:54. We are recording. We have a few more leads to follow up on that have come through the day, and I just haven't had a chance to get through them. So you're gonna find this. Life gets in the way. So very, very quickly, you're gonna wanna find a way to automate this even more, or I shouldn't say automate. have some support structure around you. So once I validate this particular campaign, then I can pass it off to another agent or one of our ISAs and all that fun stuff. So right now, this is more for educational purposes only, as you can see. So what damage have we had? Well, so far we have had, last time I left y'all, we were with Rebecca and we were waiting for her to get off of work. Well, she's off of work. It's 8 already. So we're going to give her a call right back. And then we did get a YouTube lead. So way to go, YouTube. So that one, we're not going to worry about in this particular recording. We got another lead from Ibrahim. We're going to go with that. And then we also have Bobby. Bobby was another lead that came in. However, that one, I do know the outcome. That person, I'll share with you what that person said. So I thought it was funny. Hey, Bobby, and then said the last name is, well, I'm going to put this on the screen because it's less than charitable so you can read it yourselves. So essentially this person has been putting this poor individual's name in these, could be a lie, but I'm going to go ahead and choose to believe that it's true, has been putting this person's information on these lead forms. And not just mine, but across the internet. I guess it's a good way to troll, I suppose. So we're not going to be calling Bobby because that one's a fake one. So I already unsubscribed them from everything. They won't be getting anything from us again. And then we got another lead in Ernest. So at this point we have 8 total leads. 8 total leads have come in. One has been a straight fake. That one was Bobby, and the other one has been agent. So far we've had 6 viable leads come through. So let me give Rebecca a call and get her on the phone so we can find out what we need to be doing.
Please leave your message for
Rebecca.
Oh, you know what? That wasn't Rebecca, was it? It was Lupe. My bad. Okay. It was Lupe. That's who told us to call back. Come on, guys. Why didn't y'all tell me? All right, let's call her. Okay. So, my bad.
Please leave your message.
Okay. Lupe might be ducking us. Folks. Let me leave a note. She was at work this morning, told us that she was working until 5 p.m. Call her back tomorrow. All right. So now let's go back to the leads that have come through. Who do we have? We got to circle back with Kenneth because he's been looking at homes. He's been looking at a good amount of homes. And after I get through with this recording, assuming we don't get into too lengthy conversations, I'm going to head over to Best Buy and see if we can figure out this computer issue or just flat out just buy a new one. Ibrahim, because I want to be able to share with you in the screen share and not have the entire thing shut down. All right, so what do you have here? Ibrahim. It's not Ibrahim. Ibrahim. We're gonna do this. Now, the validation run, no additional details were found. That is not a good sign. The reason it's not a good sign is because it could be a fake number. Because so far we've been getting some good numbers, folks. We're gonna see what we got.
Please leave your message for 21487. Please leave your message for 2148.
Even though I don't leave, so we'll talk about cadence right now, or follow-up sequence. I like to do the double ring backs anytime I don't get a call, or anytime I don't get a pickup, I'm sorry. And I don't leave a voicemail the first 2 times. So if the lead comes in the morning, I like to double ring and then follow up in the afternoon with the ones that need some cleanup. Now this one came in at 4:30 or so I am well beyond the typical time that we want to follow up with. So that is completely on me. I had some things that I needed to take care of for with my family. So that's something I just couldn't really push or do. So what I'm going to do is Call tomorrow. Add a note. Did not pick up. Hey, Ibrahim, did you get a chance to review the new homes available near Fort Worth that I sent you earlier? Now this one's a little bit off script because this is not necessarily the type of message that I send. I'm just trying something a little bit different, mostly because I'm not completely sure that this is his real information because of the validation run. So I forgot to mention. So whenever we do the double ringbacks and we don't leave a voicemail, I like to listen through to where even though I'm not going to leave a voicemail, sometimes they put their actual name, like with Rebecca that we called earlier by mistake, and also before. We do know that it's Rebecca. We do know that's the real information. So this one didn't really give us a name. It just gave us their phone number. So we really can't validate anything. Let's keep going. So Bobby, we already established that Bobby is as you saw earlier, not a really good person according to this. Well, I mean, assuming that that's true, that's pretty lame that somebody is putting his information just to get the this list. All right, so we have Ernest coming up. Ernest came in at 5, so we've had some really good luck. We've some really good traction, and the validation run has been done. This location's from Mesquite, and we have a valid email. They were able to validate the email, so it's a valid email. Let's see if it's a valid phone number.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
The thing that I don't like about this particular app is that I haven't found a way to do the double callback, because it forces you to select the outcome of this and then it just freezes on you.
Hello?
Hey, is this Ernest?
Yes.
Hey, Ernest, this is Jaime Resendiz. How are you?
Good.
Hey, so I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I was just following up. You requested additional information on the new homes that we advertised on Facebook earlier. Did you get the email that I sent you?
I probably did, but I know they just told me to go to work at midnight, so I just went to bed.
Oh, man, I didn't wake you up, did I? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Dude, where do you work?
In Seaville at the prison.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I just wanted to make sure that you got it. It might be in there, it might not, but I don't want to tie you up too much unless you had any questions for me. Are you looking for homes right now, or what?
Yeah, I'm looking in Dallas and like grandparents.
Okay. Is it okay if I give you a call tomorrow? Again, I don't want to interrupt what you got going on.
You give me a call at 4 o'clock.
At what time? I'm sorry.
After 4 p.m.
After 4 p.m. You got it, man. All right, well, get some rest. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks. Be good. All right, so the line that I like to get, even though I jumbled it up a bit, I'm telling you a little bit rusty. The line that I like to say quite a bit is, "Hey, I'm not gonna take up too much of your time," and you see that in my in my scripts. So if you want the scripts, just comment scripts down below, and I'll make sure that you get them. But that's the line that I like to do. That's the line I know full well that regardless of their, if they got the email or not, I'm gonna use the same follow-up. It's like, hey, did you get the email? He was very, very amenable. I probably did, but I have this thing going on. So immediately, I know they're not going to be receptive of however much I have, however much information I have for them or not at that time. So I try to, just be human and, all right, hey, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Dude, let's do this at another time. And then, so I'll call him back at 4, make sure I get this one right. And so out a note, he works at the Seagoville prison. Call back tomorrow at 4 p.m. All right, so very much like last time, since I want to, have these conversations while we're in front of the camera, I will be I'll probably be pausing these before I head over to Best Buy today or tonight, and then we'll resume tomorrow. So typically, as a reminder, if I've already stabilized the campaign and I have my ISAs and team already behind it, then I don't really turn it off. There's just some parameters on, hey, if a lead comes in before a certain amount of time or a certain time, then just don't call, just stick to text. And I think our window is 10. I want to say that's 10. I would need to look at our SOP at that point, but if it's below a certain time, yeah, let's go ahead and call because they submitted their information. Don't call, stick to text, see if they're up and are searching. So that's kind of, as you saw that call right there, who he works the night shift. So for him, out when he's on break or on whatever, he's more than capable. He may not be willing, but he's more than capable of having a conversation. So we don't know that unless we have just some exchange. But all right, so I think that is it for now. I will send Kenneth a brief follow-up text, who is our first lead that we spoke with, and we'll keep it moving. I'll turn off the ads here shortly, and then we'll reactivate them tomorrow. So unless something radically changes where I have to turn on the camera and then kind of update you of what's going on, then we'll speak tomorrow. All right, so update time. Today's been a challenge. I think we have our setup fixed now to where I can share my screen with y'all and everything's going to be good to go. So that's a good thing. But with that being said, I'm very far behind on following up with folks. So that's what we have to do today. There was somebody that we were supposed to speak with. Who was it Ernest? Yeah, we're supposed to call Ernest after 4 today. So let's call Ernest, and there's a few leads that came in today. Very similar to what happened yesterday. I turn off the ads, and I turned them back on this morning. Had a little bit of a late start, but we turned them back on. So I have to have something to share with y'all on that regard.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
So we're gonna send them a text. We're gonna say, hey, Ernest, following up on the home search conversation from yesterday. Are you available today, or would tomorrow be better for you? Following up on the home search conversation from yesterday, are you available today, or would tomorrow be better for you? All right, so let's talk about what happened today. Today we've had 2 leads, and one of the things that I want to share, today we've had 2 leads. As similar to yesterday, we turn off the ads and turn them back on this morning. Now, when you do that, there's no guarantee that the same results that you had yesterday are going to be the ones that you receive today. And today, I mean, unfortunately, that's the case. I believe yesterday we ended up getting a total of 8 leads, roughly. I have to go back and check. But and some of those might have been some YouTube leads. So it's kind of blurring in together. It was a successful day. Today, not as much. We've had only 2 leads, and one of them might have actually been from YouTube. So I see Raquel came in 9 hours ago, but that was a YouTube lead. Wesley, when did Wesley come in? Wesley's been in our funnel for a bit. Leticia, she came in last night. So we got to call her, and I don't see any activity from her. We're going to click on Leticia. 20 hours ago, she did get the email. She got the text, but nothing's been happening. So she's a prime candidate to get our calls.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
I normally would do the double ring back, as you know, but since it rang so much, you know what? Let's just call her again. I have to force cancel the call, the notes, sorry, for me to be able to do the double ring back. That's just me being lazy. I was going to use the excuse, which is a valid one, but if it just continues ringing, it's probably, and we don't get sent to voicemail, it's not the send text. Hey, Leticia, did you get a chance to review the new homes near Fort Worth I sent you? ? So this is not going to be a text conversation. This will be straight phone. It's been a while since I've called or that I've recognized that it's a landline. It's been a while since I've heard that. I don't think that's disconnected, right? unless we found this contact information or the rest. Let me look at his LinkedIn. I'm not logged into this computer's LinkedIn, so yeah, I'll look at that later. No, I'm not logged in here either. All right, so the only person we need to follow up with right now is gonna be the homes I sent you stand out. Or is there any additional filters I can add to my search criteria to get you higher quality? All right, so this one is also a my bad moment. This is somebody that I should have reached out to yesterday. Okay, so with that being said, I think I have my bearings straight. Tomorrow's going to be a much better day. I'm going to leave these ads on before I have to head out for this evening's activities. But outside of that, we're making progress. We're making progress. It's a follow-up game. Very rarely are you going to have people that are going to be ready, willing, and able to. So from a percentage standpoint, what metrics are we trying to hit? Well, we're trying to hit 3 to 5% conversion rate within the first couple of months, meaning within 60 days or so, we need 3 to 5% conversion rate on these leads, specifically with new construction and the way that we wrote it. That is the standard. That's the benchmark that we're working with. And I'm doing a lot of manual follow-up, so it does require me actually following up. I'm going to give myself a grade of a C- right now. I'm not at the A+ grade. A little bit is rusty. A little bit is this tech issues where I'm really trying to work. Well, I fixed them already, so I can't really point to that. And then just really getting this whole documenting part a little bit better. So I have a new camera as well, which I don't remember where I put it. It's going to allow me to just in real time, whenever I'm out and about, whether it's appointments, whether it's on coaching calls or whatever is happening that is that I might not be in front of the computer, I'll be able to take out the camera a little bit easier. So I have my phone ready and you can hear me. Again, I want to document as much of the process as I can to give you as much value so you see it in real time. Anyway, this is the check-in for today, June 5th. We didn't get too many leads from Facebook ads. We did get leads from YouTube, so awesome. But those I can't really count these here because that's not part of the journey. That's not part of the challenge. Anyway, I'll see you on the next check-in. All right, so we have a few phone calls to make. It is June 6th. It's around almost 2:40 p.m. Central. So we're gonna make these calls of the leads that have come in here in the recent today, and I think 2 from yesterday, but I'll need to make sure that that's correct. Before we do that, let's look at how our campaign is performing. Now, one of the things that when we initially launched this campaign, you heard me say that we split test a lot of different variables, a lot of different things, but we start off split testing the ad copy. So essentially, what is the ad itself? So either it's the ad text or the ad images. Unfortunately, I broke my own protocol. I'm still very confident about the text itself. That's not necessarily where I'm going, but one of the things that I failed to really take into consideration, or take it more seriously is a better way of saying it, was split testing the images. I thought the image that we had was going to absolutely crush it, and in some respect it did okay, but I broke some of my processes, and that's biting us in the butt. So here's what I mean. These are the results that we have so far. We have, let me refresh, make sure that we're in the right place. We have so far 12 leads have come through. We spent $118 so far, and the average lead cost is $982. That is way above where I wanted. That's way above where I thought that we would be. So just this morning, I went ahead and paused the campaigns, at least these campaigns that were terribly underperforming, and I launched others. More these split testing the images. So I need to add one more because we want to be spending $50 a day to complete our challenge. So far, we don't have enough data to know if these are working well enough to keep them going. But again, I broke my own cardinal rule, and that is indictment on me. So here, as you see, this is a no interest and the ad set. So we're not targeting a specific interest. This is the original image. And the way that I categorize that we split tested the image is just put I2 or I3, which essentially stands for image 2, image 3. So I need to add in another image to make sure that we have, again, the advertising budget that we need. Anyway, a little brief update on that, just to give you clarity on where we're at the moment when it comes to the ad spend. So I think we've solved our, this lagging issue that was really becoming a nuisance for us. And at this point, we need to start following up with some people. All right, so an hour ago we had George. George came through the system. So let's see what we've got with George. So here, this is George. Text not sent, attempt to send to unsubscribed recipient. So George has been one of our people before, has he? Or maybe he's opted into somebody else. Attempt to send to an unsubscribed recipient. He has not gotten the text. He did get the email. Yeah, so that's what might have happened. So maybe George is already in the database for somebody else. And they've already unsubscribed. That's him. So he would send me to voicemail. Now, given that I'm not able to access him via the smartphone number, because that's what I suspect happened, that he must have unsubscribed through the smartphone number. He's been opting into other KV Core. Well, not other KV Core just in general, but more KV Core, the KV Core, what am I trying to say? The KV Core that is associated to our brokerage here in the region. So with that being said, what I'm going to do is I am just going to text him from my cell phone number, because that has not been blocked. Oh, he's got a phone number very, very, very close to my roofer. It's not you, Chad, is it? No. Nope. Almost. So I'm basically just going to copy what I sent him via KV Core, since I know he didn't get it because of the smartphone number issue. Now, if you were looking for another reason to get a personalized phone number, this is very rare. Until I saw it there, I don't even recall seeing it before. So this is super rare. That you're going to have to do something like this. But if you're in a larger office, you could probably imagine that if you're using a shared smartphone number through KV Core, and since you're using the same KV Core system, it might be more frequent for you there. So Donna came in 17 hours ago at 9:19 p.m. By this time, I'd already shut down the ads for the night. As a reminder, I'm turning on and turning off the ads, which is not the most advisable thing. Actually, it's not an advisable thing. But I wanted to get to these calls a little bit quicker. Get to these calls a little bit quicker, but more importantly, get this recorded. So that's why I've been turning them on and turning them off through the day.
Hello.
Hey, is this Donna?
Yes.
Hey Donna, it's Jaime from Facebook. You requested a follow-up for the new homes that we were advertising on our Facebook campaign yesterday. So I was following up and see if you got my email.
You might have to send it again. I've had my iPad crashed.
Oh.
And in doing so, I called the people, I went off. And so now I've had to get on the eBay and order me a new iPad, which I'll get this weekend. But then in doing so, I went to the computer, and I don't know what all I did with the computer. But yeah, if you'll send it again. Okay, you have to tell me a little more. I've forgotten.
Yeah. So we're advertising the new build community in Fort Worth that's under $300,000.
In Fort Worth.
Right. Yeah. So it's one street over from Fort Worth. So it's 15 minutes from downtown. Is that where you're looking?
No, not at all.
Are you looking for somewhere close to Fort Worth, or? No,
not at all. We're headed up to Dennis and Pottsboro.
Oh, okay.
I think, were you the one that said something about Selena?
In the past, but not for this particular one. Okay. It sounds like you're actively searching.
Yes, we are. And so but we're wanting to head up in the, I'll be glad to relook and put your phone number there in case I have to call and have questions.
Fair enough. All right, Donna.
Okay.
Well, you be good. Thanks so much.
You too. Appreciate it.
Likewise.
Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Good and bad, right? There's the super nice. Immediately went into conversation. Those are the types of calls that you like. We're not going to call them red flags, but one of the things that I could see being a challenge is there's a lot of things that we could have gotten into. There's no sense in, dispelling a lot of the myths. Like, unless they're super egregious, then yeah, I would have stepped in. But a lot of the things that just lack of firm understanding, but that's okay. That's okay. We can work with that. That's the reason that when we onboard clients, we have an onboarding sequence. So we're educating them on what the process looks like and what's our responsibility, what's their responsibility. So that was a battle for another day. So right now it's just more a bridge building as much as possible, letting them know that this is, we have something of value to help them with and help them reach their goals. So for me, it was just more validating, kind of what their stuff was. There's a potential, I wrote it down, but I forgot to ask her at the end, which a line that she was mentioning, I'm interviewing agents. So one of the things that I probably should have, I need to have asked was, in the event that your search is not successful with the interviews, if your interviews are not successful, are you open to having a conversation with one of our agents? That's essentially the talk track, but I missed it. Anyway, so the budget, what they're looking for, this isn't really meant to be there's more of a conversion video. It's not necessarily this type of, working with clients, unless y'all want to see that type of video, can absolutely make that for y'all. But I'll stop on that. I'll kind of put my notes in here and then put them into KV Core. Let me see if we have anybody else to call. Alrighty, well, that is all she wrote for right now. Again, it's more takeaways here. When you turn off ads or pause ads that are ripping, that are doing well, don't take it for granted, or don't believe that they're going to come back up. Just thinking, that is not a thing. Now, I knew that going in, but because of the way that I want to record this content, I just chose it this way. Hindsight, I probably should have just let them continue running and then do the calls early in the morning on the leads that come in at night. That's my fault. So, okay. Second thing that probably should have been done was the split testing of the images. I skipped steps. There's a reason that I ask our media buyers to follow the process, and here I go completely circumventing that process, and it bites me in the butt. So it should not be split testing the interest. So you saw there Zillow, Trulia, and whatever other interest we go into. I should have been following the process, following the plan, and split testing the images. I still don't think I need to split test the ad copy itself, because that is pretty much baked into the cake already. More of the images. So I'll continue playing around with that. As leads come in, I'll turn on the camera, and yeah, this particular segment's gone way long enough. Alrighty, well, I'll see you here in a couple of seconds. All right, so we have two more leads. We have Susan that just came through 23 minutes ago. Her stuff, has she been validated yet? No additional details found. So we're gonna give Susan a call and see what she's up to.
Hello, you've reached Susan Bishara. If you would like to leave a message, I'd be happy to call you back.
All right, hey Susan and Jaime, were you able to access the list of new homes near Fort Worth? Okay, cool. That's what we'll send her. And we'll call tomorrow. Finish the call. All right, so we have somebody else. We have Dan came in almost at the same time. Susan came in 23 minutes ago. Dan came in 22 minutes ago. And as you can see, there's about an 11-minute delay from when the lead came in and the email and text were sent out. So I'm calling about 10 minutes after that, which isn't too bad. Now, no additional details were found for Dan. Yeah. Were you able to access the new homes in your Fort Worth? Now, if you've made it to this part of the video, let me know down below by commenting leads, and know that I'm truly appreciative for you. I want to thank you for making it this far, because this is a brand new style of video for us. And since it's a new video style for us and we've had some technical issues along the way, I decided to call this particular challenge off at this point. Now, I'll continue following up with these leads and give you an update in future videos so you have full awareness of what actually happened with these 14 folks. But for now, here's what the results have been. We received 14 leads overall at a total ad spend of $134.13, and the average cost per lead being $9.58. Now, am I disappointed with these numbers? Not really, because I know that they're going to continue to go lower as I continue to split test. So with new campaigns, it's not uncommon for us to generate leads for $3, $4, $5. And to show you that I'm not full of crap, check out this campaign that we launched about 2 weeks ago, which has almost the identical ad copy that we used in this particular Facebook ads challenge. But let's continue. Of those 14 leads, one lead was a real estate agent, and that's our friend Suzanne. Another lead was a fake lead, and that was of course our friend Bobby, which left us with 12 potential leads. And of those 12 potential leads, we were able to get on the phone with 4 of them and have a substantial conversation. And the 8 that remain, we don't really have an accounting for. So we'll go ahead and end it here, but please don't forget to check out the previous video where I show you how to set everything up from beginning to end. And if you want to see more of these challenges, let me know down below by commenting challenge so we can make another video for you.